Welcome to Who Died Today America, your daily source for remembering and honoring the lives of those who have passed, and the legacies of the most notable personalities in America. From a trailblazing actress who helped shape the gritty realism of television drama to a jazz saxophonist who played with some of the most iconic musicians of his time, and a beloved comedian, actor, and author who made us laugh, think, and care about the world around us. And from sports icons to activists, with a heavy heart, we bring you today's news of the passing of some of our most beloved figures, but we also celebrate their incredible achievements and the impact they've had on our lives. So, sit back and join us as we pay tribute to those who have left us and celebrate their incredible legacies that will live on forever. Join us as we celebrate their legacies and learn more about their remarkable journeys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our channel to stay updated on our latest videos. Barbara Bossier was a talented American actress and television producer who made a significant impact on the entertainment industry throughout her career. She was born on November 1, 1939, in Charleroi, Pennsylvania, to a tennis coach father. Bossier began her acting career in the 1970s, and her first feature film was the crime thriller Bullitt in 1968. She made a name for herself with her roles in many television shows and films. Bossier's breakthrough role came in the television series Hill Street Blues, which aired from 1981 to 1987. She played the character of Faye Furillo, the ex-wife of the main character Frank Furillo, and was nominated consecutively for 5 Primetime Emmy Awards for her performance. She was also a producer on the show and helped to shape its realistic and gritty style. Bossier's work on the show was groundbreaking and remains influential to this day. Aside from Hill Street Blues, Bossier appeared in several other popular television shows throughout her career, including Murder, She Wrote, Law and Order, and She also had roles in films such as The Last Starfighter and The Doom Generation. In 1970, Bossier married writer-producer Stephen Bochco, who created several of the series in which she starred, including Hill Street Blues, LA Law, Murder One, and Cop Rock. The couple had 2 children before divorcing in 1997. Despite their separation, they continued to work together on shows like Doogie Howser, MD, and NYPD Blue, and remained close until Bochco's death in 2018. Despite her success as an actress and producer, Bossier largely stayed out of the public eye in recent years. She resided in Northern California and largely retired from the entertainment industry. Her dedication to her craft and her collaborative spirit made her a respected figure in the entertainment industry, and her legacy continues to inspire new generations of television producers and actors. Barbara Bossier passed away on February 18, 2023, in Los Angeles at the age of 83. Her contributions to the industry will not be forgotten. She will always be remembered for her talent and her impact on the television industry. Her groundbreaking work on Hill Street Blues will continue to influence and inspire future generations of television producers and actors. Tributes to Barbara Bossier. Dodgian was an American jazz saxophonist and flautist, born on August 29, 1932, in Richmond, California. His career began in the 1950s, playing locally in the San Francisco area with various bands, including those of Rudy Salvini, John Coppola, Chuck Travis, and Gerald Wilson. He later played with renowned musicians such as Benny Carter, Red Norvo, Oliver Nelson, and Mel Lewis, among others. Dodgian was a sought-after session player and contributed to countless recordings throughout his career. He played with some of the most iconic jazz musicians of his era, including Dizzy Gillespie, Freddie Hubbard, and Thelonious Monk, among many others. Although he had a long career as a sideman, Dodgian only recorded 2 dates as a leader or co-leader up to 2004. His first true release as a bandleader was issued in 2004, featuring an ensemble called The Joy of Sax. The group included saxophonists Frank Wess, Brad Lely, Dan Block, and Jay Branford, pianist Mike Ledden, bassist Dennis Irwin, and percussionist Joe Fontsworth. Jerry Dodgian passed away on February 17, 2023, in Queens, New York, after a lengthy illness. He played with the Thad Jones Mel Lewis Orchestra for over 25 years and contributed to some of their most memorable recordings. Dodgian was also a featured soloist on the band's Grammy-winning album, Live at the Village Vanguard. Dodgian was known for his exceptional musicianship, versatility, and professionalism. He was equally adept at playing straight-ahead jazz, bebop, Latin jazz, and ballads. Despite his long and successful career, he remained humble and dedicated to his craft, continuing to perform well into his 80s. Jerry Dodgian's contributions to jazz are significant, and his influence can be heard in the work of countless saxophonists and flutists. He will be remembered as a consummate musician and a true jazz legend. Tributes to Jerry Dodgian. Richard Belzer was an awesome American guy who did lots of cool things in his life. He was born in Connecticut in 1944 and started making people laugh as a stand-up comedian in the 1970s. But he didn't just stick to comedy, he also acted in TV shows like Homicide, Life on the Street, and Law and Order, Special Victims Unit, and even appeared in movies like Scarface and The Bonfire of the Vanities. In addition to his acting and comedy work, Richard was also an author and wrote some really interesting books about things like conspiracy theories and his own life experiences. He wasn't afraid to talk about his struggles with addiction and mental health, and he worked hard to raise awareness about these important issues. Richard was also a big animal lover and supported the North Shore Animal League America, which helps rescue and adopt animals in need. And he was passionate about criminal justice reform, and worked with groups like the Innocence Project to help innocent people who had been wrongly convicted. Despite all his achievements, Richard was always humble and down-to-earth. He lived in France with his wife Holly, whom he had been married to for a long time. Sadly, Richard passed away on February 19, 2023, at the age of 78 due to some health complications. But his legacy lives on, and he will always be remembered as a true icon of comedy, acting, and advocacy. Tributes to Richard Belzer. Huey Smith was an American rhythm and blues pianist, bandleader, and songwriter who was born in New Orleans, Louisiana, in 1934. He was heavily influenced by the New Orleans boogie-woogie style, and went on to incorporate elements of jazz and second-line rhythms into his music. Smith formed his own band, The Clowns, in the 1950s, and had his first hit with Rockin' Pneumonia and the Boogie Woogie Flu in 1957. He became one of the most popular R&B artists of the era and had several more hits, including Don't You Just Know It and Sea Cruise. Despite his success, Smith struggled with substance abuse and legal troubles throughout his career. He was arrested for drug possession in the early 1960s and served time in prison. Smith continued to perform and record sporadically over the years, but never regained the same level of popularity he had in the 1950s. Smith's influence can be heard in the work of many R&B and rock and roll musicians who followed in his footsteps. His distinctive piano playing and catchy songs continue to be celebrated by fans of the genre. He passed away at his home in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, on February 13, 2023, at the age of 89. Tributes to Huey Piano Smith. Conrad Francis Doppler was an American football player who played as a guard in the National Football League NFL for 10 seasons. He played for the St. Louis Cardinals for 6 seasons and later spent 2 seasons each with the New Orleans Saints and Buffalo Bills. Doppler was known for his aggressive playing style and was often criticized for utilizing unsportsmanlike tactics against opponents. Despite this, he was a 3-time Pro Bowl selection during his time with the Cardinals. Doppler was born on October 1, 1950. And passed away on February 13, 2023, at the age of 72. Tributes to Conrad Francis Doppler. Chuck Jackson was an American R&B singer who had a successful career in music. He was born in Winston-Salem, North Carolina in 1937 and grew up in Latta, South Carolina, where he sang in a gospel group before moving to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at age 13. In the late 1950s, Jackson became a member of the Dell Vikings, and later he was discovered by Luther Dixon when he opened for Jackie Wilson at the Apollo Theater. He signed a recording contract with Scepter Records subsidiary Wand Records and released his first hit song I Don't Want to Cry in 1961. In 1962, his recording of the song Any Day Now by Burt Bacharach and Bob Hilliard became a significant hit and his signature song. His popularity in the 1960s led him to move to Motown Records, where he recorded several successful singles. Jackson's hits include I Don't Want to Cry, Any Day Now, I Keep Forgettin', and All Over the World. He continued to perform with moderate success throughout his career, recording for various labels, but never achieving the same level of success as he did in the 1960s. Jackson's music had a lasting impact, and his songs were covered by other popular artists like Ronnie Milsap and Michael McDonald. He was inducted into the Rhythm and Blues Music Hall of Fame in 2015 and received other awards, including the Pioneer Award from the Rhythm and Blues Foundation in 1992 and the Joe Pope Pioneer Award from the Carolina Beach Music Hall of Fame in 2009. Chuck Jackson passed away on February 16, 2023, at the age of 85. But his music will continue to be enjoyed by fans for years to come. Tributes to Chuck Jackson. A renowned filmmaker and classical music documentarian, passed away on February 19, 2023, at the age of 88. He was known for his impactful films that captured the essence of classical music performances and the musicians who brought them to life. Nupen was born in South Africa in 1934 and moved to England in the 1960s. He began his career as a journalist, but his love for classical music led him to filmmaking. He produced and directed numerous documentaries about classical music, working with some of the most prominent musicians and orchestras in the world. One of Nupen's most notable works is The Trout, a film that documented a performance of Schubert's Trout Quintet by Daniel Barenboim, Itzhak Perlman, Pinchas Zukerman, Jacqueline Dupree, and Zubin Mehta. The film, released in 1969, is considered a classic in the genre of classical music documentaries. Nupen's other notable works include The Art of Piano, which features interviews and performances by famous pianists such as Vladimir Ashkenazy, Alfred Brendel, and Murray Perahia, and We Want the Light, a documentary about the life and work of Dmitri Shostakovich. Throughout his career, Nupen received numerous awards and honors for his contributions to the world of classical music, including the Royal Philharmonic Society's Gold Medal in 2018. He was also a founding member of the International Classical Music Awards. Nupen's legacy in the world of classical music filmmaking is undeniable. His films continue to inspire and educate music lovers around the world, and his dedication to capturing the essence of classical music performances and the musicians who bring them to life will be remembered for years to come. Tributes to Christopher Nupen. Whitlock, an American songwriter and musician, passed away on February 17, 2023, at the age of 68. He was best known for co-writing the Academy Award and Golden Globe-winning song Take My Breath Away from the film Top Gun, with Giorgio Moroder. Whitlock was born and raised in Springfield, Missouri, where he grew up playing the drums after being influenced by famous musicians who visited the city for the television show Ozark Jubilee. He became a session musician and worked with notable composers such as Wayne Cossen, and also played the drums for live bands. At the age of 15, Whitlock began writing songs at the piano. He attended Drury University to major in music and was honored as Distinguished Alumni in 1998, and with an honorary doctorate in music the following year. In 1983, Whitlock went to Los Angeles to start a band, where he met Giorgio Moroder while fixing the composer's Ferrari at the now-defunct Dodgian Sound Studios. Moroder eventually hired Whitlock to work at his studio, where he co-wrote 5 songs for Top Gun, including Take My Breath Away and Danger Zone. Whitlock and Moroder also collaborated on other films, including Over the Top, American Anthem, and co-wrote the official theme songs for the 1988 Summer Olympics and the 1990 FIFA World Cup. Whitlock's contributions to songwriting were honored by the Library of Congress in 2012. Whitlock was also the drummer of the Missouri band, the Dog People, with Michael Granda aka Soup Dooja, Jim Wunderly, and Terry Wilson. He passed away in Tennessee after suffering from Alzheimer's disease in his later years. James Robert McMillan was an American football player who played as a defensive back in the American Football League AFL. He played for the Denver Broncos and Oakland Raiders and had previously played college football for the Colorado State Rams. McMillan was born on September 18, 1937, and passed away on February 19, 2023, at the age of 85. Tributes to Thomas Ross Whitlock. Augustine Nieto, born in 1958, was an accomplished entrepreneur and philanthropist. He was the founder and CEO of Life Fitness and was widely recognized for his contributions to the fitness industry. Nieto was also a passionate advocate for owls research and established Augie's quest to cure owls after being diagnosed with the disease in 2005. His efforts helped raise over $75 million to support research into finding a cure for the disease. Nieto and his wife, Lynn, resided in Corona del Mar, California, and had 4 children and 8 grandchildren. In 2007, he received the EY Supporter of Entrepreneurship Award for the Orange County region. In 2008, he was honored with the President's Award by the National Association of Hispanic Journalists for putting a Latino face on an American story. In recognition of his lifetime achievements, Nieto was awarded the Club Industry Lifetime Achievement Award in 2015. A documentary titled Augie was also released in 2017, chronicling Nieto's journey and his efforts to raise funds for owls research. Sadly, Augustine Nieto passed away on February 22, 2023, at the age of 64. His dedication to entrepreneurship and philanthropy will be remembered by those who knew him, and his impact on the fitness industry and owls research will continue to inspire future generations. Tributes to Augustine Nieto. Dylan Lyons was a TV reporter for Spectrum News 13 in America. He grew up in Philadelphia, but he moved to Central Florida after attending and graduating from the University of Central Florida. Dylan loved his job and was passionate about telling the stories of people in his community. In July 2022, he started working in Orlando. Sadly, on February 22, 2023, while reporting on a shooting in the Pine Hills neighborhood of Orlando, Dylan and a photojournalist were shot by the suspected gunman. Tragically, Dylan was killed, along with a woman who was found shot to death in a vehicle. The photojournalist and 2 other men were also injured. The suspect later entered a home and shot an unidentified woman and her 9-year-old daughter, killing the little girl. The police have arrested the person they believe is responsible for the shootings. Dylan was only 24 years old, and his family and friends are devastated by his loss. His fiancée described him as the love of her life and said she will never be the same again. The community is mourning the loss of a talented and passionate journalist, and no one should become a victim of gun violence. Tributes to Dylan Lyons. Ammon McNeely was an awesome American rock climber who did some amazing things. He was born in Bishop, California in 1970 and started climbing when he was just 10 years old. He loved climbing so much that he became one of the best climbers in the world. He set many world records for speed climbing and climbed El Capitan in Yosemite in just one day. Ammon also had a lot of other hobbies that he enjoyed, like base jumping. wingsuiting, skydiving, surfing, skateboarding, trail running, mountain biking, and snowboarding. He was also really good at slacklining and even made his own highlines all over the United States. Even though Ammon accomplished so much, he was really humble and always wanted to learn more and do better. He climbed some of the hardest routes in the world. From the Himalayas to Yosemite Valley, he was known for being brave, fast, and creative in his climbing. He even wrote books about climbing and was a popular speaker about his adventures. On February 18, 2023, Ammon was spending time with his girlfriend and another friend, enjoying the sunset near Moab, Utah. Unfortunately, as he was trying to sit down, he lost his footing on his prosthetic leg and fell backward off the cliff. Tragically, he passed away at the age of 52. Ammon inspired many people to try climbing and to push themselves to do amazing things. He was a true hero in the world of climbing and he will always be remembered. Tributes to Ammon McNeely. Amancio Moro Varela, also known as Amancio, was a celebrated football player from Spain. Born on October 16, 1939, he was commonly known by his nickname El Brujo the Witcher, and played as an outside right for Deportivo La Coruña, Real Madrid, and the Spain national team. On February 21, 2023, he passed away in Madrid at the age of 83. Amancio's remarkable achievements in football have left a lasting impact on the sport, and he will be remembered as one of the greatest footballers of his time. Tributes to Amancio Moro Varela. Causey was an American guitarist and member of the southern rock group Sea Level. The band was founded by Chuck Leavell and JMO, both ex-members of the Allman Brothers Band, in 1976. Other notable musicians such as Jimmy Knowles, Lamar Williams, and Randall Bramblett also joined the group. Causey joined Sea Level in the late 1970s and played guitar on several of the band's albums, including On the Edge 1978, Long Walk on a Short Pier 1979, and Ballroom 1980. His unique style blended rock, jazz, and funk influences to create a distinct and dynamic sound that was essential to Sea Level's success. Sadly, Causey has passed away suddenly from unknown causes. According to sources, he died on Sunday, February 19, 2023, leaving behind a legacy of innovative and influential music. Tributes to Causey. Margareta Ponton was an accomplished and highly talented actress from Sweden who captured hearts with her remarkable performances in over 50 films and television shows. She graduated from the prestigious Dramatens Elevskola in 1954, where her natural acting abilities and captivating on-screen presence shone from the start. One of her most memorable roles was in the film Lever P.A. Hoppet, which earned the Silver Bear Comedies Award at the first Berlin International Film Festival. Gunvor came from a family of creatives, including her fashion designer cousin Gunilla Ponton and actor cousin Tomas Ponton. Following her studies, she acted at various theaters, including Stadstetten, Vogt Eaton in Gothenburg, and Oscarstheatern. Despite her impressive achievements, Gunvor remained grounded and humble, earning the love and respect of her colleagues and fans alike. Her contributions to the world of acting will always be remembered, and her legacy will continue to inspire future generations of artists. She passed away on February 16, 2023, at the age of 94, leaving behind a lasting impact that will be cherished for years to come. Tributes to Gunvor Margareta Ponton. S Heiser was an American Old Testament scholar and Christian author, known for his expertise in ancient history, Semitic languages, and the Hebrew Bible. He wrote more than 10 books on these subjects since 2010 and ran the Naked Bible podcast and Miklat, a ministry to disseminate his scholarship. Heiser served as executive director of the School of Ministry at Celebration Church in Jacksonville, Florida, and as a professor at Liberty University and Midwestern Baptist Theological Seminary. He was active in media productions and rebutting ancient astronaut conjectures. He was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2020 and announced on January 22, 2023, that he was at the end of the road in the late stage 4 of a very aggressive pancreatic cancer. Heiser died on February 20, 2023, at the age of 60. Tributes to Michael S. Heiser. Was an accomplished lawyer and respected Democratic politician from the United States. He dedicated his life to public service and made significant contributions to the state of Wisconsin, before becoming the governor of Wisconsin from 1983 until 1987. Earl held important positions such as Secretary of the Wisconsin Department of Administration and Secretary of the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources under Governor Patrick Lucey. He also served as a representative of Marathon County for 3 terms in the Wisconsin State Assembly. On February 19, 2023, Earl suffered a stroke, and unfortunately, he passed away 4 days later at the age of 86 at the UW Health University Hospital. His commitment to public service and his many achievements will be remembered and appreciated by those who knew him, and his legacy will continue to inspire future generations. Tributes to Anthony Scully Earl. Bothell was an American bass player who passed away on February 20, 2023, at the age of 75. He was born in Berkeley, California, and played bass for Country Joe and the Fish until November 1968. After touring Europe, he formed the band formerly Fat Harry with Gary Peterson and Phil Greenberg. He returned to the Bay Area in 1972 and created Energy Crisis with some ex-members of the Cleanliness and Godliness skiffle band. Later, he became the musical director for the Tony Award-winning San Francisco Mime Troupe in 1976. Bruce continued to play bass and tour with other former Country Joe and the Fish members from 2004 to 2006. In 2009, he retired from the San Francisco Mime Troupe and released his solo album, The Decline and Fall of Everything. Bruce also wrote for the San Francisco Shakespeare Festival and the Oberlin Dance Company. Additionally, he played bass for the former members, who included Greg Douglas, Roy Blumenfeld, and David Bennett Cohen. He earned an MFA in musical theater from New York University. His death is a loss to the music community. Tributes to Bruce Bothell. John Walker Motson OBE was a renowned English football commentator. He began his career as a television commentator with the BBC in 1971. And over the years, he went on to comment on over 2,000 football games on television and radio. Motson became a prominent figure in football commentary at the BBC from the late 1970s until his retirement from live television commentary in 2008. He was known for his trademark sheepskin coat, which he started wearing in 1990 during Wycombe Wanderers FA Cup tie with Peterborough United. Even after his retirement, Motson continued to cover football games for Match of the Day highlights and made appearances on BBC Radio 5 Live. He also commented on BB's Footy Pups. However, in September 2017, he announced his full retirement from BBC commentary. He had commented on 10 FIFA World Cups, 10 UEFA European Championships, and 29 FA Cup finals throughout his career. In July 2018, Motson returned from retirement to work for TalkSport. He was appointed an Officer of the Order of the British Empire, OBE, in the 2001 birthday honours for his outstanding services to sports broadcasting. Motson passed away on the 23rd of February 2023, at the age of 77. leaving behind a legacy as one of the greatest football commentators of all time. William Rayford Price was an American politician who was a member of the Texas House of Representatives from 1961 to 1973. Serving as Speaker from 1972 to 1973, he was a member of the Democratic Party. Price passed away on February 21, 2023, at the age of 86. Tributes to John Walker Motson. McDonald was a journalist and author from Northern Ireland who worked as a correspondent for The Guardian and Observer. He later became the political editor of the Newsletter, a national daily newspaper based in Belfast. MacDonald was a supporter of Northern Irish football club Cliftonville and English Premier League club Everton. He was married to Claire Breen in 1996, and they had 3 children before divorcing. MacDonald also had a 12-year relationship with author June Caldwell, and taught journalism and feature writing at the Dublin Business School and Irish Writers' Centre. At the time of his death at age 57 in 2023, he was in a relationship with Charlotte Blease. MacDonald had been diagnosed with cancer and an unspecified heart condition in 2018, and he passed away in a Belfast hospital. Tributes to Henry Patrick MacDonald. Panettiere was an American actor who starred in movies like The Secrets of Jonathan Sperry, The Perfect Game, Ice Age, The Meltdown, The Martial Arts Kid, and How High To. He had an older sister named Hayden Panettiere who was also an actress. Jansen was born on September 25, 1994, in Palisades, New York, to Leslie R. Vogel and Alan Lee Skip Panettiere. His parents were a former soap opera actress and a fire department lieutenant, respectively. Jansen had a supporting role in the Disney Channel original movie Tiger Cruise, which starred his sister Hayden. He also lent his voice to Truman X in The X's and starred in The Last Day of Summer, a made-for-television Nickelodeon film. He was set to appear in The Perfect Game, which was based on a true story about a team of boys from Monterrey, Mexico, who became the first non-U.S. team to win the Little League World Series. Jansen also appeared in The Secrets of Jonathan Sperry with Gavin MacLeod and in Play 8 with Martin Sheen, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Christine Lottie. Jansen passed away on February 19, 2023, at the young age of 28. Police have confirmed that they do not suspect foul play in his death. Tributes to Jansen Rain Panettiere. Richard John Davis, known for anchoring the television show World of Sport from 1968 until 1985, has passed away at the age of 94. Davis was a British sports presenter and was married to Liz Hastings, a vision mixer at Southern Television. The couple had twin sons. Davis was also referenced in the song Dickie Davis Sighs by Half-Man Half Biscuit. He made cameo appearances in an episode of Budgie from 1972 and a Series 3 episode of Mind Your Language. Davis passed away on February 19, 2023. Tributes to Richard John Davis. Whitlock was an American actor best known for his work on stage and screen. Born on May 10, 1968. Whitlock began his acting career in the 1990s and quickly made a name for himself in the industry. Over the years, he appeared in a variety of films, television shows, and stage productions, earning critical acclaim for his performances. Some of his notable roles include appearances in Law and Order, The Sopranos, and Boardwalk Empire. In addition to his work as an actor, Whitlock was also a respected acting coach, helping to train and mentor the next generation of performers. He was known for his passion for the craft of acting and his dedication to helping others succeed. Sadly, Lee Whitlock passed away on February 17, 2023, at the age of 54. His death was a shock to the entertainment industry, and he will be greatly missed by his fans, colleagues, and students. Despite his untimely passing, Lee Whitlock's legacy as an actor and coach will live on, inspiring generations of performers to come. Tributes to Lee Whitlock. We have just shared with you the life and legacy of 4 incredibly talented individuals who have made a significant impact on the world through their respective careers. From legendary actress and television producer Barbara Bossier to iconic jazz saxophonist Jerry Dodgian, legends multi-talented artist Richard Belzer, and others, they have all made significant contributions to their respective fields, and their legacies will live on. While we mourn their passing, we can celebrate the legacies they leave behind and continue to appreciate the art and impact they created during their lifetimes. Thank you for joining us on this tribute to these remarkable individuals. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Who Died Today America, to stay updated on the latest news and tributes in the world of entertainment.